Over 25 years ago, Carl and Kirsten Dixon took a path less traveled. They left their city lives and never looked back, building a life for themselves and their two young daughters, living from the land in the Alaskan wilderness. Join the Dixon family as they share with you their own personal blend of the best of Alaskan backcountry lifestyle.
Carl and I and our daughters have been living this lifestyle for nearly 25 years now, and it really is our lifestyle. It's the way that we live versus a job.
The Dixons own and operate two unique wilderness lodges in south central Alaska. Winterlake Lodge lies upon the banks of a lake at the entrance to Rainy Pass along the Iditarod Trail. Carl and Kirsten live here year-round, offering both summer and winter outdoor adventures. Redoubt Bay Lodge is located south of Anchorage at the entrance to Lake Clark Pass. The lodge is located in one of the best bear viewing areas in the state. Brown bears live at the lake at Redoubt Bay all summer long to fish for salmon. The Dixons were lucky to obtain these rare pieces of property from longtime Alaskans.
The Branham brothers homesteaded this property in 1933, and then we got this property from them when they retired in 1994.
I really feel like we live in a very old-fashioned way, like innkeepers did historically, and we do invite guests into our home to stay. I cook for them, and Carl takes them on adventures. He passionately loves the wilderness of Alaska, and I love cooking, so we have really the right combination of interest to be successful at this lifestyle.
Inspired every day by their life lived close to nature, the Dixons enjoy sharing their love of Alaska with their guests. And over the years, they've honed their craft of service, fine food, good wine, along with gracious and genuine hospitality. The lodge, located on the National Historic Iditarod Trail, offers evening helicopter ridge walks, treks to a nearby waterfall, sport fishing for salmon, and glacier hiking amongst other adventure activities.
We like to go on hikes of various lengths. We've got a short hike back to Red Lake in the woods there. We also have one quite a bit longer. You can follow the Iditarod Trail, which you know goes from Anchorage to Nome, but we only do about a 5-mile length of that. We don't want to go too far. We also have kayaks in the lake. We have a pontoon raft for doing some fly fishing. We have canoes and a rowboat also.
Guests access hard-to-reach, rarely visited streams by way of the lodge-based Robinson R-44 helicopter. Other heli activities include flight seeing along the Iditarod Trail or taking a day raft trip. Of course, some guests prefer to just enjoy the amenities of the lodge.
There was a lot of wonderful things to do. The lake is absolutely the most tranquil place in the world. And we canoed and we took out kayaks, and there's a paddle boat, and being on the lake is like being no place else in the world.
Kirsten is a well-known Alaskan chef, and her kitchen is world-renowned. Sometimes guests will fly in just for the food.
You come out and it's so remote and it's so beautiful, and then you think, well, it's time for lunch, and you don't expect to get gourmet food, and the food was incredible. The food's incredible. Better than, I don't know, I've eaten in a lot of very nice restaurants around the world, and I've never eaten anything that's any better than I've gotten right here, which the stark contrast between the quality of the cooking and the quality of the ingredients and the remoteness of the location it's awe-inspiring. I just can't get over it.
I knew that I wanted to learn how to cook, and ultimately then I went to the school at the Cordon Bleu in Paris. Although I never really brought home grand French cuisine into my little log cabin in the wilderness of Alaska, I definitely learned from that and created my own interpretations.
Kirsten loves sharing her gourmet Alaskan secrets, and she has frequent culinary weekends and cooking classes at the lodge. The kitchen is in a large open-style space, and guests are welcome to hang out or join in. In a unique blend of rustic luxury, Winterlake offers amenities not expected in the wilderness. Stay in one of the lodge's private and cozy log cabins. Complimentary massage in the wellness room, early morning yoga and stretch class, a hot tub on the deck overlooking the lake, an extensive wine list. It goes on.
I think some people, when they first arrive at Winterlake, think it's a Park Service business or something like that. And when they discover that it's a family that decided to live out of town and wanted to share their life in the woods with them, they're full of questions. And they learn a lot of things about Alaska. So this is a real eye-opener for them in a lot of regards.
The Dixons' other remote property, Redoubt Bay Lodge, offers some of the best bear viewing in the state. The famous Wolverine Cove bears are just across the lake from the lodge.
Well, it's really fun to have two lodges, and they are both so different from each other. I mean, they're both log cabins on lakes and roadless areas of backcountry Alaska, but that's about all they have in common. The trees are different, the birds are different, just the feel is so totally different from each other. They're about an hour apart by airplane, but it's like going to two different worlds. So it's very intriguing for us to have the opportunity to have two locales that are so different. Redoubt Bay has a population of resident bears that come down to the lake, and the bears return year after year, so our staff gets to know them very well and gets to observe them in a close proximity over time. Most of our staff are trained naturalists that know a lot about bear behavior and bear biology. So it's a very intriguing, wild, beautiful place, and I love spending time there.
Redoubt Bay Lodge is the company's base camp for exploring into the Lake Clark National Park. Carl particularly loves leading expeditions into the areas surrounding the lodge.
In addition to staying at the lodge, some of our visitors want to do a more remote experience, such as a float trip where we can go by float plane, or we can take the helicopter and get into some very remote, interesting areas. Do fishing and hiking and maybe some whitewater floating. We also do some hiking by way of helicopter. We get access to some of these ridges and some really beautiful vistas.
Winter in Alaska is a magical time, and it's particularly magical at Winterlake Lodge. The lush green tapestry of summer gives way to a landscape of fresh fallen snow and frequent blue skies. This is the time the resident sled dogs shine at the lodge, all 20 of them. Guests learn how to mush their own teams on the simple lake trail or the more challenging Iditarod trail.
I think guests come to Winterlake in the wintertime. They just want to experience what it's like to be in a snow belt. We typically get a lot of snow in this valley, and they are anxious to participate in some winter activities. So a typical day might be, we might have a cross-country ski lesson in the morning, and then after lunch we might run the dogs for 10 miles, and we'll teach them how to mush themselves, or they could follow us with another team. And then maybe later in the afternoon they want to come in and have a cooking class with Kirsten. She really loves to teach people maybe how to make the hors d'oeuvres for the evening dinner.
We really did feel like we were in the wilderness, except for the gourmet food.
Yeah.
And which was a treat that we really didn't expect.
We do feel that we are bringing people into our home personally, and we take very seriously the responsibility of caring for them. Also, we're very passionate Alaskans, and we want people to come and visit us in Alaska and come away with an experience that they will remember fondly for a long time.
Coming to Alaska is worth the journey, and joining Carl and Kirsten Dixon within the wild will make that journey all the more memorable. Call us for more information or log on to our website at www.withinthewild.com.